I want to prosper. I want to prosper. I want to prosper. I want to prosper. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of e-commerce stories. Looking forward to helping and sharing the story of Sauna Central with Stephanie Soriano. Hey, Steph, what's happening over there?
Hi, Dennis. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, great seeing you here online, everywhere and anywhere. And man, we've been really excited to have you on this week's e-commerce stories episode. So maybe we can go ahead and jump in. Tell everybody, what is Sauna Central?
Okay, so Sauna Central is a sauna and steam specialty contractor. So we
Oh,
build our own sauna and steam rooms, and we're actually known for our customization, and we can also do modelers, and we also provide sauna repair services, and um, yeah, and even sell accessories and the machines.
awesome. Yeah, so wow, I think everybody should have one of those. Especially, everybody's out there busy and hustling with life, kids, school, work, businesses. And I imagine, that's the whole thing about having it's for residential, right? Anyone can.
Yeah, we produce sauna and steam rooms for residential and commercial purposes, such as spas, resorts, hotels, etc.
Awesome. So tell everybody about you and, what's your role and, what do you do as a part of Sauna Central?
Okay, so hi, my name is Stephanie Soriano. I am actually a registered and licensed architect here in the Philippines,
Oh,
as well as
wow.
the owner of Sauna Central.
Cool.
Yeah, so after graduating, I did my apprenticeship in a small design firm in Quezon City called SNG Design Enterprise under the tutelage of architect Stephanie Giles, where I designed mostly liturgical spaces, interior fit outs, then clerical works. Basically, had an all around experience as a fresh graduate, which I get to apply in the business now. So the
Well,
learnings I did there, I get to apply it now, especially the administrative side of it. And then after taking the licensure exam, I hopped into a large corporate architecture firm called Casas Plus Architects. It's one of the top 10 in the whole country.
whoa.
So in there, I enhanced my skill in various technical programs and handled large scale projects such as hotels, resorts, casinos, mixed use developments, and high end residential. So the skills I've Thunder, I also get to apply it with the technical side of the business, especially when producing drawings. Yeah, for our clients who would request for drawings.
Awesome. So it sounds like your real formal education is in architecture.
Yes, I am
Um,
actually an architect by profession. So
I
it's
had no
only
idea.
last year that I have decided to work full time for Sauna Central.
That's cool. So yeah, I know, a lot of people, get into the formal education of architecture. I don't know if I look back at some of my friends, maybe it was because they were good at drawing or they had an affinity towards, design and structures. What got you into that track of architecture?
Actually, when I was young, I was first interested in fashion design
Oh,
because
okay.
yeah, so I used to make clothes for my dolls, and and then it transitioned to interior design due to my exposure to my dad's work in the construction industry. I mean, I remember flipping through his books of wallpaper swatches and the like. So eventually in high school, I felt a calling towards something that has like a wider scope, so towards architecture. Then
Oh,
and
okay.
that's what led to what I am now. And all like my career exams, they all pointed to architecture. So I was like, okay, I'll try. So I took architecture and got into USD.
That's great. Well, it sounds like it was, on one hand, you were in a situation where you're kind of a product of your own environment,
Yeah.
like
design clothes for your dolls, but then taking that to a bigger scope, and working for, boutique and large firms. But then how did you, get into how would you categorize first, like the sauna spa type? How is that, leisure? Is that, part of home build, construction?
Um,
Where does
yeah,
that fit?
because the product itself could be categorized as under health and wellness, maybe
Okay,
therapy, yes. But there's also the service side since we do it and we install it. So yeah, so it's both health and wellness and services, I feel. Because
makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah. And so how did you go from, architect? I could see clearly how architecture would help, right? Because there's a construction aspect and making it a
Yeah.
part of someone's environment, right? But how did you go from, working at architect firms and saying, hey, this is a good opportunity, this is a good market, and, I'm gonna go for it.
Actually the business was established by my dad.
Okay.
That is the story.
Yeah.
Um, it was established by my father almost 20 years ago. Since
Hey,
he's been
cheers to all the dads
yeah,
out there.
since he's been working in the field of construction, where he worked with actual Finnish mentors
Okay.
from Finland. He worked directly under um bosses who work in Finland, who are actually Finnish, and companies that expose him to the business of sauna making. So that's where he learned it. And then actually, currently we are in a transition period as I take
Okay.
Sauna Central under my name. So I'm also learning as I go because we have discussed that it's about time he delegates the tasks to me and that I don't the whole process. And since I'm the architect, I'm the one who can be most, I don't know, related to the job, I feel like. So that's why he's trusting this to me. So I'm
Gotcha.
also learning about it as I go along the business.
Well, you're probably making your dad super proud. I mean, I have a daughter. I could hopefully wish that she would find her calling in life. And it seems like things have really added up well because I can just tell by your smile and how excited you've been about the industry. So so now you're having to get into the business side of it.
Yes, I'm diving into the business side. So really a whole different world for me right now because
Yeah. Now, do you have other siblings and
yeah, I
other?
have a younger brother and he's also working full time with us right now. So
Okay.
taking on the operation side, he's the one who gets deployed to the field, who does the who watches over our staff, who does the installation stuff. So he faces the clients as well.
Oh, cool. So everybody's kind of got their side or part of the process.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, look, I mean, that can be very fulfilling. Certainly not easy. I mean, uh, life and family and relationships aren't easy. And,
Yes, that's
putting
true.
that together with business, that makes it even more complicated.
Yes.
But, sounds like it's working so far decently. How's the transition been for you? Any thoughts on what you've liked or some of the things that, you maybe found a little challenging in moving towards this type of setup?
Honestly, working together as a family in this business is the most challenging part, especially while we all still live together. Because it might be easy because it's more accessible, but the line
More
between
convenient.
yeah, I mean, we're just there, we're more present, but the line between family and business tends to get blurry.
Hmm.
There's little to no boundaries. Any time of the day, there's something we're asked to do. We have to work on it, even on weekends. It's very different compared to when I used to work in an 8 to 5 job where I only do my business within office hours. Like once I clock out, I don't have to worry about work anymore. But with here, it's different. And another example would be my dad and I, we have a difference in productivity routine. My dad works better at night while I work better in the morning. So sometimes I'm already at my resting stage of the day. But he would be like he was pumped to do some work, and then he would make me work at night as well. Although I'm more productive in the morning. And since my
Oh
brother
my
and I
goodness.
decided to help out my dad full time with the
Yeah,
business, we're still learning and navigating our work dynamics as a family as we go. So also for me, from being an employee to a business owner. So I'm
yeah.
navigating my way in here.
Well, that those are new horizons, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys can maybe, figure out and get aligned to your mission, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
We're
that
we're in the process of organizing everything, like internally and externally. So
cool.
there's that.
So now that you're in the business full all in, tell us about, you know, the history of the business and how it operated. How did you guys get customers? What was the business model? Tell us about that, and then let's see where it goes.
Um, so like I mentioned earlier, my dad started this almost 20 years ago.
Okay.
So he's a specialty contractor basically. And then maybe less than 10 years ago, he decided to go full time on sauna making, which is sauna and steam making. And now that Sauna Central is a separate entity from his company, it's solely focused on sauna and steam rooms now. So we do customization, and a lot of the clients that we handle were basically most of my dad's clients from before,
Okay.
from back then. And then did some we would promote on the internet. And actually, since it's a different story to tell, since it's more of his story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how he garnered clients back then was most internet was not really available at that time. I mean, it's available but not
For the
really
purpose
like,
of
yeah, for the purpose of business. So his background is on marketing, so he really met a lot of people back then, companies. So
but it sounds like it was more of a, because he was also in construction and he had more of an organic relationship driven
yes, yes, exactly.
model. Like if
Mm-mm.
somebody said they needed or was interested in a sauna, they're like, hey, do you know anybody that does this? And they probably referred to him, right? Like
Yeah, yeah. So
much of
it's
the
more of organic relationships. That's why we also got to handle companies such as Fitness First,
oh, cool.
Mega World Company, Mega World Hotels. So that's what he those are the clients that we work with back then.
Yeah. So I could see that. And I think that leads into another good question, which is like, so currently today, who is your, typical customer? Is it the fitness first kind of business to business providers, or is it residential? How does that look?
Honestly, it's basically anyone who aspires to take better care of their health and wellness. So
Oh,
we have a lot of um residential projects. We also have a lot of spas and hotels. We um yeah, we have a lot of clients just want for their who just want a sauna for their
yeah.
businesses or their own houses. I'm not sure if you're familiar with House of Gaia,
Heard of
but
it.
it's one of our clients most recently. So
Yeah.
it's like a longevity
Facility.
facility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's focusing on longevity longevity, and we provided sauna rooms for them. So it's basically just anyone.
Gotcha,
Oh.
gotcha. Well, like I said earlier, I think everybody should have one. You know, you should come up with a program for
Yeah,
that.
you should have one.
I should, you know, well, I'm curious, like, so what are the benefits of, having a sauna and a spa? What are some of the health benefits?
Well, so studies have proven that some of the benefits sauna use can provide is, well, first, that's detoxification, and
Ooh, I need that.
yeah, constipation, and you get better immunity from illnesses,
Oh, okay.
and then s- especially cardiovascular health benefits. That's really important, and lowers chronic inflammation. You get better physical fitness and mental health.
How about stress relief?
Yeah, stress relief. It helps relieve your stress. It lowers risk of dementia or Alzheimer's. Lifespan longevity. It lowers cholesterol and hypertension risk. Basically, better overall mood and response to endorphins.
Wow, as we're just sitting here focusing on this topic of your products, there's not many products out there really. I don't know. I mean that have the dual benefit, if I'm hearing you right, of physical and mental.
Mental health, yes.
Oh, everybody needs a sauna.
And yeah, and honestly, during the pandemic period, none in our family got COVID.
Really? I bet you, because
Yeah.
you guys, I imagine since it's your business, do you have like 10 saunas at home?
We have our personal sauna and steam room at home. So
Okay, that's
every
the next
time,
video. I'm gonna
yeah,
do a tour of your personal sauna.
yeah, you should come visit our showroom.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's located at Quezon City. We can set up
Okay.
an appointment so you can see some of the sauna rooms we have on display.
Oh my God, we gotta have to do a special episode where we do an on-site tour,
Yeah,
right?
sure. We can schedule that. Yeah. So
As
every
long as
time, yeah.
I can bring my bathing suit and test some of them out.
We actually had one client who visited who actually tested the sauna. Like they removed their clothes and tested the sauna. Because we have a working, it's not just a demo unit, it's really a working sauna that the clients can experience firsthand. And for us, even personally, us in the family, every time we feel something, like we're feeling sickly, we get cough and colds, we go straight to the sauna, or the steam room, whichever we feel
Is it a
like.
family size sauna? Can everybody go in there and have a meeting?
We do offer a family size sauna. Although our sauna at home is mostly just for single use because we have limited space.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that they've got some compact ones. But yeah, if I had a sauna that could fit, 2 or 3 people, we would have a rules and regulations of silence,
Of
right?
of silence.
Yeah, that would be a great silent room. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. I bet there's a lot of fun in that industry. Is there, well, 2 things. First, I would imagine, but tell me, I don't know. I think since, the world has opened up more,
Yeah.
travel and tourism is increasing, is there a boost in business in that sector of, wellness tourism or experiential tourism? Are you getting more inquiries from hotels and, Airbnbs and stuff like that? Because that could be a great differentiator to create that kind of service as a part of the experience.
Yes, and actually, to be honest with you, during the pandemic itself, that's when we boomed in business.
Wow, okay.
Because a lot more clients would want sound since they couldn't go out to the gyms or spas or
Yeah.
hotels. They wanted saunas for their homes, or they would
Okay.
build their home gyms and put a sauna there, or steam rooms. So
Stephanie, I know this is an interview of me to you, but you're starting to convince me that I need a sauna, right? So
I think that's great.
is that
I think
okay?
I'm
Can
doing
I
a good
ask?
job.
Yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot, but like, what's an average budget for, a sauna? And, should it, what's the most popular? Is it a two-person, a one-person, a three?
Yeah, the most popular is the two-person sauna, but it really depends because for spas, for residentials, usually it's two to four-person sauna. And the price depends, but it starts at around more or less than 150K if within Metro Manila. And it
Okay.
depends on the type of food that you use. So our
Hey, that's
standard,
not bad.
yeah.
That's a
And
good
we
investment.
recently our bestseller is the cedarwood because it has a natural aromatic scent that, yeah, so it smells really good. Although the price is like it's different. I think price for that starts at least 200K
That's still
per
not bad for
per
those
sound.
extra benefits.
Mm.
Now, as someone who might be interested in incorporating something like that in my home, you know, no offense, but part of the worry, just like making any investment in anything, part of the worry is, what's the ongoing maintenance of it? And I'm sure these days saunas are a lot more modern and sophisticated and easy to maintain, but what's the maintenance like if I was to get something like that?
There's not really much to be honest because
Really?
once
Oh
you
my God.
once we install one, it takes like at least 10 years, especially for residential spaces because the use is more controlled
Yeah.
within the space within the people who are using it inside the house.
Okay, so I have to ask, right? For all the age conscious people out there, because I know it's, you know, will what are the skin benefits? Will it, reduce wrinkles and stuff like that? I know some of our customers and some of my family members are always conscious about, ayoko ma-wrinkle or whatever.
Oh, actually, for steam rooms, you get better skin, like what do you call this? It gets you more moisturized when you use steam rooms because there's a dry sauna and a wet sauna. For dry sauna, of course, it dehydrates you. So you have to keep drinking water. But I don't see any changes like when it comes to physical. I mean,
Well,
you don't your
you still
wrinkles.
look young, so maybe you're a living testimonial.
Yeah, but for steam rooms, yeah, your skin gets smoother actually for wet sauna use. That's why females usually tend to lean more into steam rooms than sauna rooms
Is
because of
that
the
right? Okay. All right. You're starting to pique my interest more and probably others in the Prosper Nation. But so what's is when it comes to indoor or outdoor installation, like what does someone need to think about?
sorry.
When it comes to an indoor or
Mhm.
outdoor installation, what should somebody think about?
Indoors and outdoors. It's easier to put the sauna indoors because we don't have to worry about putting a roof on top of it or safeguarding it from the weather conditions. But it's also nice to put it outdoor, especially when you have a pool. So
Well, I
it
have a nice area that I wanted to, maybe make it like a modern Japanese area in
mm-hmm.
our garden. And I'm thinking I could see myself walking down my little, pebble and stone pathway, right?
Mm-hmm.
After shutting down my laptop and walking in and kind of being disconnected from the house and the noise and, everything going on. So we're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah. We can talk about it separately.
I can
But
see it now. I got
but
a perfect
yes.
place. I got a perfect place for it.
Mm.
So, okay, so your dad has had this business, it's been ongoing for some time. He leveraged his network and experience and the relationships of being known. Then you come in, the new blood, the next generation to take this business to the next level. I wonder, what are some of the ideas and thoughts? Were you very forward with what you wanted to do with the business, especially in the digital age? Tell
Yeah.
us about your ideas coming into the business.
Yeah, of course. we have to utilize the internet. Basically, that's the most important thing nowadays. We have to maximize our um access to the internet. And yeah, we're trying to be more up with the trends, because that's something that, so my dad is more old school pa but
Uh-oh.
you know, us, we're trying to automate our methodologies so
Wow.
that it would be more accessible to a wider network of potential clientels. Of course, with the help of Prosperna. We hope
There you
to make
go.
that soon. Yeah. We're already in the process of making it happen actually. So we're continuously studying and learning what we can to ensure a smooth purchasing experience for our consumers. Yeah.
So when you look at when you probably came in, especially with your architect background, you have to
Mhm.
do a survey, right? You have to
Yeah.
survey the situation. So let's go back to that part. How did you go about observing and determining what are the first priorities that you might want to implement or look into and change?
I think when while we're transitioning, I mean when we transition to me doing the menial tasks, I feel like we would be faster and be able to serve more clients. Because, well, yeah, my brother and I were, my dad would just call us and teach us what he wants us to learn. And then
Was
that's
it hard? Is it hard for your dad and the older generation to embrace some of you and your brother's ideas?
to be honest, at the beginning it was because
Uh-oh.
we would we would be clashing a lot since since I mean we're of different generations and we're more on the digital age, right? While he was more on the manual analog age. So we would clash a lot. And he wouldn't really be accepting of our suggestions. But now he's more open to that. So that has changed, that has improved. So he welcomes our ideas now. So yeah.
What was it that changed that had him more open, and what was the trigger? Because I don't know your dad. I would love to meet him one day. I'm
Yeah.
sure
You
because
could
it
meet
sounds,
him when you
yeah,
visit our showroom. Yeah.
yeah. You told me about him several times, and I'm sure we'd have a fun time getting to know each other. But
Yeah.
uh, you know, just generalizing, especially Filipino culture, right? It's very
Mhm.
hierarchical, and it's the seniors who know everything, and they gotta do it their way, right? But there's typically a point in time where something changes, right? There's a trigger. I'm curious. I don't know if you've ever thought about it that way, but was there a time where or is it just a slow over time kind of a thing?
Um, I don't, to be honest, I think it's just old age.
He's
I
like,
think it's
ayoko na.
well, I think it just gradually happened over time, eventually. Like for my dad, I'm not sure how his mindset over, allowing us to put our minds, I mean put our suggestions into use when that came from him, when that came for him. But as for me, when the pandemic hit, that's when, because I still had plans of um venturing, I mean doing masters studies,
Oh,
or maybe explore more architectural opportunities. But then when the pandemic hit, that's when I also realized that my dad needs me more in the business. So that's why my brother and I decided to help out full time. And that's why I resigned from my job last year so that I could help him out full time. And now I'm considering to do masters in business because that's one thing that I'm not really keen on, or not really my background. So I hope to learn more about it. It's really different because I'm not a business minded person. I'm more in the arts side of things. So it's really challenging for me.
Well, I'm sure
Actually.
you'll do great, and I look forward to seeing and how the next stages of y'all's business and your personal career development goes. And it's just great to hear that, from formal studies to, working in the industry to now owning and running a business, that you haven't felt like I've made it and I'm gonna stop. You're continuing to, sharpen your skills and identify and get better at those sides that you haven't had exposure to, right?
Yes. Yes,
That's
that's
really good. That's really good. So, the other thing that, if you're trying to go for, trying to sell, especially, what could be seemed, and looked at as a sophisticated or a complicated product online, what I do like, and you and I had talked about this before, and I love that you've taken the courage, right, to make some videos, right?
yeah.
That's awesome because people, are used to sanay na sila self-educate and research by watching videos, right?
Yes.
I think you said earlier, I don't know if it was you or your dad or somebody was, just, watching videos to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, sales and marketing is really important. And if you guys, the principals of the business, know the product better than anybody, then it's important that you use video to create a repeatable, consistent process to explain how you look for a sauna, how do you evaluate your needs, the different kinds, and what does the implementation or setup process look like. That will speed up and educate people to go through the process. But I like your CNN Philippines video. Wait, that was a Philippine Realty TV. Was that with
Yes.
John Aguilar?
Yes.
Oh, okay. John's my buddy. Have you stayed in touch with them?
We haven't um talked with him recently.
Okay. Did you guys put one in his house?
Yes, for the
Oh,
smart home. Yeah.
I was wondering who did that. I didn't know we had that common bond there. Okay.
Yeah, we did that.
That's awesome. All right. Well, cool. Good to know. And, I also like how you've incorporated social media into your online presence and your website so
Yeah.
people can see that you guys are active. And social media is a great way, as you wanted to do, was extend your reach to, the people thumb scrolling and a lot of the young people who grew up with these devices in their hand.
Yeah.
Right? So the more impressions that they would get. One quick thing that I didn't see, you've been so busy that I don't know if you saw this feature release that came out, but you can now create a request for quotation button.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can also do a book an appointment. So if you want someone to do a showroom tour,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
So
planning to incorporate that on our website.
okay, cool. Well, I'll tell
Just
the team to
got
reach
really,
out to you. You know
yeah.
how pushy we can be sometimes to make sure that you're using all the features.
Yeah. We want to utilize all the features. I just
Yeah.
didn't have the time yet to navigate through the website yet. But yeah.
We'll help you turn that on. It's super easy. You don't need it just needs a little bit of time. But the other thing that I think you guys are doing really well, and just want to encourage you to do this more, since your dad has been in this business for so long, you guys have a long history and you're getting this new generation of customers. It's great that you've got the customer testimonials on there, but just want to encourage you, keep doing that because
Yes.
as they say, especially in the Philippines, they go through that, oh, sinong kilala mo, right? Who do you know? Oh, I know, the sauna queen, right? Stephanie. Magaling siya because she's an architect. She's not just gonna, sell you a unit and bahala ka na, right? Stephanie, how's my Tagalog these days? I know,
You're doing well.
okay, it's slightly improving. I think when we first met, I didn't know like any Tagalog. That's awesome. So let's look at, it's still the beginning of 2024.
Yeah.
Any major plans, or is it just business as usual, but just trying to improve things step by step? What's the future for Sauna Central?
Well, In the future, I hope we reach a greater population and extend the knowledge of sauna use and its benefits that can aid towards the better health and overall wellness for everyone. Basically, that's just
I love that.
it.
Yeah, I mean, again, by hearing you, like I'm sold, I'm like gonna plan this and I'm gonna go, and tell my wife, I was like, hey, we should think about this. You know, that spot in the backyard that's not really used?
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
put a sauna there.
we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna, mine has to be better than John Aguilar's. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it more pretty.
All right, cool. Now, in this journey, right, especially as, if you don't mind me saying, because you look young, but it sounds like you've, got a tremendous experience in your career already. But, is there any one piece of advice that you could give out there to maybe others that have gone from their own career to joining and taking the family business to the next level? Is there any advice about going from traditional to digital? Just, any thoughts on that you'd like to share with the Prosper Nation?
Maybe just expand your knowledge and stay updated with not only the industry trends, but trends in general, such as social media and the like, because there's a lot of apps now, right? Like TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and more actually. And just explore all the opportunities to promote your business and really set aside funds for marketing solely because it will help your business a lot to get it out there. I mean, this is an advice I'm applying to myself as well. So,
I can tell because as you're saying it, I can tell you're like, oh, we better make sure we're doing this too,
yeah.
That's awesome. That's really great sound, but very practical advice.
Mhm.
When you say trends, the equivalent word that pops up in my mind is just change, because
Yes.
that's what a trend is. It's
Yes.
something new. And it seems like that's really where most of the people have, the challenge. But, you guys are doing it, and if, you guys can do it, other companies like you, us, anybody can do it as long as they're willing to have that courage.
Yeah.
Right. So I
And
think that's what
we have
your
to be
dad is
more
looking for.
open to the ideas that come from the younger generation. I mean, even I listen to the ideas from my youngest sister. So, and she's only 13, but sometimes it actually helps. So I
I
think
think
you have to consider that.
no, that's true. And that's glad to hear. I mean, even at your stage, you're, looking at that next generation because they will be your customers.
Yes.
Right? So that's exciting. Well, everybody at the Prosper Nation, hopefully it's been a great episode and you learned a lot here from Stephanie Soriano with Sauna Central PH. They've got some amazing stuff. Now I think we're all educated on what the benefits are. Hope to see everybody improving their health and wellness with Sauna Central. Stephanie, thanks so much for sharing your story,
Thanks so
lessons,
much,
and where you
Dennis.
guys are going. And wish you the best. I'm sure you're going to do amazing things. And tell your dad hello. And Dennis Velasco and the Prosperna team is coming to Sauna Central soon.
Sure. Let's set an appointment.
All right. Take care. Have a great rest of the week.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, Prosper Nation. Thanks for joining us on another episode of Prosperna e-commerce stories, where we learn and share success stories of e-commerce businesses and leaders. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe. My name is Dennis Velasco, founder and CEO of Prosperna. See ya.